They did it. Even after it was rumored for a large portion of the offseason that the Dodgers weren't going to go after Roki Sasaki hard, it was officially announced a couple hours back that they indeed got the young Japanese righty to sign with them. And because of how his contract structure is going to work as a result of leaving the NPB, it won't even be for that much money. With the offseason that they've had so far in 2024 and now 2025, as well as what they were able to do over the previous offseason, I believe we can now decisively say that the Dodgers are getting ready to break Major League Baseball in a way we've never quite seen in the modern era, as they might be setting up for one of the more dominant regular seasons we've ever seen in baseball, period, with potentially disastrous results for the rest of the league. But it's not necessarily for the reasons you might think. You see, what I believe the Dodgers have built is a machine literally designed to attract the best players in the league, and not just because of their money. I think there's the obvious truth that many people aren't going to say out loud. The Yankees, the Mets, the Phillies, there's a host of teams in the big leagues with a lot of money to spend. Yet these teams don't seem to have attracted not only the caliber of player that the Dodgers have over the prior two off seasons, but also players of a specific nationality, largely being ones of Asian American descent. And before you claim it's just because they got Shohei, remember that they actually had to get him to sign with the team too. It wasn't like he was on some kind of long-term deal before 2023. The same was also true of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And before you say it's just a culture of comfortability or something, hear me out. Why are all these international superstars so attracted to coming to the Dodgers? What's more, why have players like Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, Tyler Glasnow, and Will Smith all signed either lengthy free agent or extension deals in recent seasons when they probably could have gotten more money from other teams? I believe the answer is simple. It's not just the Dodgers' resources in terms of money that are attracting players, it's also in large part their player development and analysis divisions. Think about it. Along with all the great players they've signed, they've also, since 2016, managed to completely turn around the careers of Max Muncy, Tommy Edman, Miguel Rojas, Chris Taylor, Ryan Brazier, Anthony Banda, Alex Vesia, and Michael Kopech. And that's just the players that are still on their active roster. They've also helped build up quite a few other guys that have either made their way to other teams around the league or retired since. This is something that pretty much any team in the big leagues can invest in. Their facilities, their advanced coaching techniques, their literal study of what works and what doesn't for each of their individual players. Yet most teams seem to have decided either to be happy with old and outdated training and analysis methods, or to just simply ignore investing the time and money it's going to take to get themselves on the cutting edge of their player optimization. Put simply, think about it this way. Signing with the Dodgers is not only an assurance that you're going to get paid at least market rate for your services in most cases, but also comes with a promise that you're going to be able to work with professionals who can get the absolute most out of your skill set, which means that after your Dodgers contract is up, your skills will probably be worth more as an athlete than before you signed, or at least able to offset some of the lost value you're going to have as a result of aging. So while yeah, I will acknowledge the cultural comfortability factor with a lot of these players from the East signing in LA, but don't discount the fact that for a lot of guys, the transition from pitching or hitting in the NPB or KPB to the big leagues is exceptionally difficult. And if you had the ability to work with an organization that has been exceptionally successful in helping other players optimize their skill sets, particularly with players that are coming from similar circumstances as you, why would you not sign with them? Especially if, again, they're able to compete in the financial marketplace. If MLB teams want to be able to compete with the Dodgers for the next 10 to 15 years and beyond, they need to not spend too much time thinking about the money that LA is able to throw around, near so much as trying to catch up with their highly advanced training and analytics departments. I think the Astros, Rays, and Guardians are a good example of this. While they've had varying levels of success between them, all of them have managed to be competitive and relevant for at least a decade now, due in large part to the fact that they're able to squeeze the most out of players they have or acquire. Now, I'm not saying that how the Dodgers are moving when it comes to money is necessarily the most fair to everybody in the league, but until MLB actually takes action in the form of some kind of hard salary cap, if that ever happens, teams will have to try to compete. And believe me, having the ability to grow superstars out of prospects or throwaway pieces is nearly as valuable as being able to sign them outright, in my opinion. After all, there are far more prospects and throwaway pieces out there than there are available superstars on the market every offseason. Now, what do you guys think? Does Major League Baseball need a hard salary cap? And if so, what teams do you think will be hurt the most by this? Also, what do you think of your favorite team's approach to analytics? And do you think it helps or hinders them? Let me know in the comments below.